wait to go to Wendy's and order a chili and tell them hold the beans?
So why is there not supposed to be beans in chili? How do you
Because
make
if you put
chili?
with meat,
Well, you put meat and beans in it.
no, why would you put beans in there? Beans
Why
you put in
wouldn't
there.
you?
You eat beans when you're suffering a depression.
Wasn't that the point of how chili even came about? Every
No,
recipe I've ever seen for chili has beans.
get new recipe books.
It's not recipe books, it's looking them up online.
Well, just because you read it on the internet doesn't mean it's true. You gotta look at the author. They probably weren't from the South.
Okay, then in your mind, how is chili made?
With meat,
And what else?
just meat and seasoning.
That's just hamburger.
No, it's not. It's chili.
How is it chili?
I mean, what? Why does throwing beans in there make it chili, dude?
You put more than just beans in there. Chili's like a soup almost.
Bro, I'll link you some fucking chili recipes.
I'll link you some too.
I don't need to see your fucking trashy ass fucking what's his President Hoover. Your President Hoover ass era chili, dude.
What? God.
And yet beans are a feature of nearly every so-called chili served outside Texas. I say so-called because even though beans are unlikely to permanently damage your taste buds, they are an anathema to chili. Chili history. There are no beans in San Antonio's specialty.
So it's only in Texas that
Goddamn
there's
right.
no only
It's
in
only
Texas.
in where it was originated.
So only in Texas is there no beans in chili. Everywhere else there's beans in chili.
So you mean to tell me that the guy who created the recipe and everybody else fucking massacred it doesn't have a say? Put plainly, beans do not belong in chili. And non-Texas, especially New Yorkers, repeated attempts to add beans to this regional specialty only reveal their own arrogance and ignorance. But chili is perfect, complete, and not open to discussion. It is a proper dish with a proper name, something closer to the Cobb salad or French onion soup, except better than either of those things, because it is chili and not salad, and definitely not French. Chili has a concrete history, the dish of meat, cooked up with dried chilies and spices. Got its start in San Antonio, rising in prominence with the city's fortunes during the Mexican-American War. The women known as the Chili Queens of San Antonio had set up a shop in the Fort's County's airy plazas decades before the war earlier. It's called chili because it's got chilies in it, bitch. Bet you fucking didn't know that. I didn't even know that till just now.
Yeah, see, you didn't even know it until just now.
I didn't know it had chilies in it, but I fucking said spices, man. I was close enough. At least I didn't fucking bastardize it with beans. So when a cookbook author like Mark Bitton writes in How to Cook Everything that chili means slow-cooked red beans seasoned with cumin and chilies, he betrays his ignorance of the dish and its history. When he writes that a true chili dish, one made with meat and no beans, has entered the realm of cassoulet, he might confuse chili heads who don't know what cassoulet means. I don't know. It's when Bittman advises amateur cooks to make chili with tofu or espresso that he is doing something worse than disrespecting the dish. He is suggesting that the names of the foods can mean whatever the speaker wants them to mean. Texans have words for things that aren't chili. Goulash is one of them, as Muskin rightly notes.
Goulash doesn't have beans.
A gushido cooked with paprika and pintos served over al dente macaroni.
It's all a regional thing and just how it's made
It's not
regionally.
a regional thing, dude. If I create the fucking airplane and you start calling it a minibus, I'm gonna tell you to go fuck yourself. It's an airplane.
I mean, there are Airbuses.
So, chili, no beans. Chili is beef plus hot and smoky. No macaroni, no cinnamon, and certainly no tofu.
Who the fuck puts
Chili is good
cinnamon?
over Fritos. Chili is good over Fritos, but just remember, then it's called Frito pie. Nobody cares what you put on top of chili. Cilantro, cheese, sour cream, have a party. Frankly, Texans are all too happy to share for the Super Bowl, the party we've been enjoying for a couple hundred years.
My
I remember
God.
the first time some motherfucker had tried to change something that I always knew, and I just did them one further.
Well, see, here's the thing: is that just because that's the way you know it is not necessarily how someone else may know it.
No. This is where there's a fucking gap, alright? The originator is telling me and giving me this evidence of their history, right? They're showing me down this path of how something came to be. And instead of saying, fuck you, I'm still going to do what my dumbass family taught me. I'm going to say, you know what? This makes sense. No beans and chili, and this is the reason why? Okay, I got it. Deal.
What was the reason? There was no reasoning to it other than just that's just how that it started. That
Motherfucker, when the
how is
person
that
who
a
created
reason?
it tells me this is what the ingredients are, and
The
I
person
say,
who
oh, so there's
patented
not
toilet
beans in
paper
there?
patented to go over, and there's still fuckers that put it under.
I mean, you're the same kind of motherfucker who would make a castle out of concrete and call it sand.
Or sand in it. Apparently, chili is Spanish
Oh,
dish, anyways.
You don't put. What the fuck are you talking about?
I just looked it up. One story
San Antonio,
one story holds that the dish formerly known as chili con carne or chili came from Mexico, based on Bernal Diaz del Castillo's The True History of the Conquest of New Spain, 1568, in which the author describes how the remains of luckless conquistadors sacrificed and butchered by the Aztecs were boiled up with hot peppers.
That sounds like they didn't put any meat in that fucking cannibal stew, now did they? Or excuse me, no fucking beans. What was I gonna talk about? What was the third one? You fucking sidetracked. You still reading?
Yes.
You're trying to make yourself right so hard.
No, if I'm wrong, then fine, but I am looking into it to be able to educate myself a little bit further. Apparently, yes, it was popular in San Antonio and among cowboys, but the first mention of chili and the way that it's made was from the writings in 1529. Described chili pepper seasoning stews consumed in the Aztec temple, now in the location of Mexico City.
Okay, well, did those fucking Aztecs put beans in their cannibal stew, dude? That's what I want to know. Bet you they didn't.
Ooh. A recipe dating back to the 1850s describes dried beef, suet, dried chili peppers, and salt, which were pounded together, formed into bricks, and left to dry, which could then be boiled in pots in an army encampment in Monterrey of what is now Nuevo Leon, Mexico. Geographic and personal taste involve different types of meat and other ingredients. Recipes provoke disputes among aficionados, some of whom insist that the word chili applies only to the basic dish without beans and tomatoes. Chili con carne is a common dish for cook-offs, maybe used as side garnish or ingredients in other dishes such as soups or salads. Salsa, sorry, not salads, salsas. But see, it also does point out that yes, though granted it started out without beans and doesn't necessarily mention it,
Duh.
it does. You can add it in there.
No. Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
There you go. They'll leave it at that. You can do what you want.
You can also make a fucking hamburger and call it out of vegetables and still call it fucking a hamburger. Even though I don't even know why they're called hamburgers when they're made out of beef. What the fuck's happening to this world?
Alright, back to Google. Why is it hamburger?
Right? Why is it a fucking hamburger? Somebody looks at me, they're like, these are steak burgers. And I was like, aren't all fucking burgers steak burgers?
I mean, why is it called not a beef burger? The term hamburger comes from Hamburg in Germany, where a minced beef style dish was first created. All of our burgers are made from...
got it.
Okay. Yeah, it's just from the region it came from.
Yeah, you're probably gonna argue that it's from a
No.
pig though, because you're fucking crazy. I tell you that the origination of chili is without
You also
beans,
said it
and you're
came from
like,
You also
don't
said
give
it
a
came from
fuck.
San Antonio, and apparently it
Yeah,
did not.
enjoy your fucking tofu steaks, Californian.
What the fuck? But apparently it didn't come from San Antonio. It was popular there, but it originated in fucking
Rumor.
Aztecs.
Rumor.
Fucking
Yeah. The
Aztecs.
rumor is that the Aztecs, fucking everything. So did the calendar or whatever. And Y2J.
No, that's the Mayans. That's
whatever.
the Mayans, not the
It's
Aztecs.
the same
No,
fucking
it's
shit.
not. Don't even.
They're only different because they're separated by a land bridge.
Have you gotten to Ifrit yet? Have you gotten to Ifrit?
I don't even know if I'm there yet, dude. I think I actually fucked up and went to the wrong place.
Fucking hell.
Fucking toxicity with chili shit was burning my brain.
Hey, you know what? Chili burnt.
Excuse me, you could also put ice cream in there.
You could?
Probably could, because chili's the only origination of the dish. It's not the actual full thing. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Well, even the article I looked at even flat out said chili actually refers to it as in its base form, but you can add more to it. It doesn't disqualify it from being chili.
No, chili is chili.
No, the chili refers to the peppers in it. The con carne refers to the meat.
You know why they put beans in it? Is because
if you call it chili de frijoles, then it is chili with beans. It's chili for the peppers.
All chili is chili with beans that I've ever seen.
Apparently, chili con carne is only with not beans, only with meat. Chili con de frijoles is beans.
Yeah, chili with.
But the chili name, it's
the beans part.
The chili refers to the peppers. So long as the peppers is there, it's chili.
No, it's meat and peppers.
No, that's if it's con carne.
What fucking frijoles means. It means beans. How come everybody leaves that out?
Because they don't want to say the full name all the time. It's like calling somebody named Richard Dick. Well, but also, how the fuck do you get Dick from Richard? I swear to God, if you say ask for it.
I have no idea. I would just go by Richard, to be honest.
Dude, in elementary school, I played Little League football. And I had a coach who went by Dick. Well, I'm 10 years old being told to call a grown-ass man Dick. And I couldn't do it. Because dick was a bad word.
Look, dude, no words are bad.
Dude, but that's what I was taught. I was taught that dick was a bad word. Dick was a bad word. So I couldn't say dick, so I always just called him straight out coach. I just called him coach. I didn't know, for the longest time, I didn't realize that if somebody was named Dick, their real name is Richard. But where the fuck?
Normie, dude, you should have just fucking man-moded and called him Cock.
I was 10, man.
Call him Coach Cock, dude, and then just no matter how much trouble you get into it for it, just fucking maintain
I was
the
10,
direction.
and I didn't even... My first year playing Little League, I played Little League football for 2 years. My first year I played, I was 9. Second year I played, I was 10. But first year, my parents couldn't get me the proper safety equipment needed. By the second year, they were able to get it for me. But the first year, I ended up having to wear my brother's sports cup. So I'm a 9-year-old with a pixie haircut because I tried doing the first half of the season with long hair tied up into a bun and put underneath my helmet. That didn't work. That hurt like fuck. So my grandma ended up letting my dad hated her for this for a while, but my grandma ended up letting me get a pixie cut. So while I played. And so I'm this little girl with a pixie haircut and a big ass bulge in my sports pants. And I had a little boy argue with me that I was a little boy as well. I'm like, no, I'm a girl. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're a little boy. You're a boy. Look at your haircut. I'm like, I'm a girl. Like, I got into an argument with this other kid that I was a girl. And he pointed at my pants. He's like, you got that thing. I'm like, that's my brother's.
Yeah, well, you know what I did when I was 10?
Played with your sports
I didn't eat fucking chili because there's nasty ass beans.
Oh my god, stop it! We're moving past that!
This is a true
We are
story.
past this! We are past the chili!
No, you said when I was 10, and I was like, I got a story about being 10. I didn't eat that nasty chili shit.
Shut the fuck up!
And you know what happened when I did eat it? I fucking picked out the beans.
Oh, but
Fucking
so you just acknowledged that you had chili with beans.
Yeah, it's not my fault. Fucking people don't know what they're doing.
But I bet you didn't know that that's not how it was supposed to be made during that time.
I knew.
At 10 years old.
I was
At
born.
10, you just came out knowing that chili wasn't with beans.
I
You
picked
just
out all that
you,
fucking toxic waste, dude.
you just popped out of your mama's vagina going, beans don't go in chili.
No, that's not what happened. I popped out of the vagina. One day they were like, here's food. And I was like, why is there this nasty shit in here? Like, there's meat. Shouldn't it be surrounded by more meat? And they're like, oh, no, that's how it's made, dude, you fucking little idiot. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm not eating these fucking nasty-ass beans. And because these tyrants were trying to make me eat shit I didn't like, I fed them to the dog.
I will admit one
beans.
thing. When I was younger, I did not like beans in the chili that my mom made. I also didn't like the onions. I only picked out and tried to only pick out and eat the meat out of the chili when my mom made chili. But I still always known chili to have meat in it. I mean, not meat. Well, of course it had
See,
meat
when
in
you
it.
were a kid, you knew what you were
I just
doing.
didn't like beans.
Why
I
are
just
these
did not like
nasty
it.
Why are you throwing these shit that you like into my fucking meat pie, dude?